Hello and welcome back to the video updates. It's Sade here. Today's video is going to discuss title insurance and why buyers should totally get one every time they purchase real estate. The questions that we get most often is, why do I need to get it? Because it's just additional cost on top of all the other costs. Well, here in the state of Texas, at least, the industry standard is that the seller pays for the title insurance policy. So you could try to negotiate that if possible. If not, it's definitely worth it for you to go ahead and pay for it out of your own pocket because of the things that it protects you against. So what are those things? Well, the title insurance is a unique type of insurance policy. And here in the state of Texas anyway, the insurance companies are regulated by the Department of Insurance, and they have very, very strict guidelines. And with the title companies, they actually are regulated where each insurance company has to offer you a standard policy. So their policies are identical. They cannot compete on that. But also the cool thing is that their prices are also regulated. So they have a maximum amount that they can charge you. It's a fixed amount actually, and they all can only charge you exactly the same thing. So you're only shopping around for quality, like the best title company out there that tends to help people out when issues come up after the closing. So that's what you will look out for. So what is title insurance? So title insurance itself is supposed to protect you as far as your ownership of the real estate that you just purchased. So it protects you as long as you have that property, until you sell it or until you will it to somebody else. It protects it forever. The title insurance is supposed to protect you and your ownership of that property against any issues with past ownership history or issues with the property taxes prior to you owning it, or issues with unidentified persons that pop up in the future and claim that they were supposed to own that property, but that the seller wrongfully sold it. So in what instances does this tend to come up? Well, the most common one is that a spouse was never mentioned during the transaction, and that spouse comes up later claiming that he or she has a right to that property and that the seller was not supposed to have sold it alone. So you might have to deal with that. If you have title insurance, then the title company pays for all of your legal fees and anything needed to resolve that issue in the future. And the reason why they do that is because they are their role in the whole transaction is to do a title search to check out the chain of title of the property to see who really legally owns it at the time of the sale. And they're also supposed to examine title, of course, which is looking further into the ownership history and looking into whether the property taxes were satisfied. They do the title examination, which is a more detailed review of what the records show and what might be potential issues. And they're supposed to do that prior to the closing, of course. And then they also issue you a title commitment, which is a promise to give you a final title policy once you've closed on the property. So the title company's role is actually very important because they do all that research, and then usually in the title commitment it could instantaneously tell you that they will be able to commit to giving you a policy, or they could find issues that need to be resolved before you can have a title insurance policy. And those issues, we always suggest you go ahead and resolve them rather than go shopping around for another title company that's willing to overlook those issues. Because issues that are popped up right now, they're probably likely to pop up again in future, and you still have to deal with them anyway. So it's always a matter of pay now or pay more later. And what I mean by that is, if you go with a title company that doesn't have great quality of service, then of course you'll run into a lot of issues trying to get that title company to help you resolve the issues when they come up in the future. And some title companies actually do go out of business, so you have to keep that in mind. So go with a reputable one, because the policies are the same and the prices are the same, so you have no reason to go with one that is not as reputable. The other thing that the title company does is to help with the closing of the sale itself. And so they do a good job with that. And the cost of your policy that you're about to pay them, it covers all of those services: the title search, title examination, the commitment that they will issue out, the policy itself that they issue out, as well as the closing services that they provide. And so you would hear terms like underwriter or title company. The underwriting department is the one that looks deeper to see what's required to be able to give you that insurance policy. But that's okay, because you do want somebody to do a lot of due diligence before you purchase real estate, because most real estate transactions are at least $200,000. So that's a lot of money to put up without doing your due diligence. The other question that people come up with is, well, exactly how much can I expect? Well, the pricing is regulated here in Texas. It might be different in other states. So for a property that's worth about $150,000, you're paying about $1,100 for the insurance policy. But it's not just for the insurance policy, like I said. It covers the search, the examination, as well as the closing services. So you're getting a lot for your money, and it's a one-time fee, and you never have to pay it again, and it covers you forever, as long as you own that property, which is really, really good. It's a really good deal. And so if you're buying something that's $300,000, it's not going to jump up astronomically. It just increases a little bit more. So most people's policies are never going to be more than $2,000 to $2,500 for the whole thing, even if they purchase additional coverage. So the Department of Insurance gives a standard form that all title insurance companies must use, and then there might be additional special coverages that you would like, and you elect to do that, and that will cost a little bit more. But it's all worth it, in my opinion. Having worked in this field and having seen issues come up frequently when people never had title insurance policy, or even when they have title insurance policy, it's always easier to address things when you have the title insurance policy, because you don't have to dig into your own pocket to pay for all the legal fees and all the other associated fees. And so you have the title insurance to protect you and to help you with those things. The other thing that I've seen is that the seller did not pay the property taxes fully before the closing, and then you don't catch it until afterwards. And then the title company will then be able to go after that seller to make sure that the issue is addressed. And then you don't have to worry about having to pay it or having to chase somebody down, and they do all the work. So that's why the title insurance is really, really good if you're on the fence about it. In my opinion, always get one, because like I said, it is well worth it, because you're already dropping about $200,000, maybe even $400,000 on a piece of real estate. So you might as well protect your ownership interest going forward, and make sure that you are not responsible for paying for things that were missed prior to the closing. So that's my quick overview for you for today. If you have specific questions about your situation, always consult with a lawyer. The lawyers are the ones that are able to review the title commitments, and it's a good idea to have a lawyer review that before you go forward with a closing if you're not understanding what's written in there. And always consult with a lawyer if you have specific questions, especially regarding the title commitment, so that you understand what you're getting in the title insurance policy. If you're in another state, you want to consult a lawyer in your state, of course, and they'll be able to help you with that. The real estate professionals are amazing, but they're not trained to deal with the ownership or title issues. And so you would want a lawyer to do that part of the deal, or that consultation for you. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching as always. And if you have specific things that you'd like us to cover in future videos, make sure to drop a comment below. I can do that. And I'll talk to you next time.